Shawty, you know how the story go. Oh, how it go. Oh. Only for a moment.
Oh, all right, let's do it, man. Boy, I tell you, turn it up, DJ. I tell you, boy, you're killing it, man. All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Pierre's Panic Room. You know how we do every week. You know, we act a fool with it, man. And I can't act a fool by myself. I got to bring my ride or die. You know, I got my ride or die back in the shotgun seat. The one and only Miss Tammy Dior. All right. Thank you. We missed you so much. I actually didn't follow you this time. what it was. But every week we have a celebrity special guest host, and there's no bigger celebrity in the universe than this next gentleman right here. If you've been on Twitter or Instagram, so is he. So fuck it, you know, he does what he does. No, he's a writer for a TV show. I think it's ABC show, CBS show, Neighborhood, such an entertainer show. He's one of the writers there. It ain't easy getting a brother to get a job right. CBS, so he got some talent right there. Very, very funny. He's done a lot of stuff. He traveled with Ricky Smiley. He's toured with him. Toured with a bevy of comedians. Cedric even. Very funny by himself too, man. We were actually roommates before.
Yeah.
We roommates. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was cool. So I know he's a cool guy. I know you're gonna enjoy him. Very, very funny. Give it up for the one and only Mr. Sean Larkin. All right, y'all. We ready for our special guest, man? I'm excited about the special guest. I called him up, asked him to come on through. He did me a favor and came through, so that was pretty good. He's I don't want to call him an internet comic because he's much bigger than that, man. He just happened to blow up on the internet, but he does stand-up comedy, and he's truly a funny stand-up comic. I've traveled with him. I've toured with him a couple times. Always brings the house down. I remember the first time I ever saw him, man. He was featuring for me. Boy, that heat there, brother. I was like, I don't want to work with you too much often. But he was really funny, brother, and I'm happy for him and for his success. He deserves it. As soon as I mention his name, y'all know him because, you know, we're online now. And he's always online, killing it, man. Killing it from his car. Give it up for the one and only Mr. Shuler King! Yeah. Shuler. Have a seat, my brother. Yes. What's up, bro? Put that mic all the way up there. How you doing? Yeah, pull it up all the way.
Close. There you go.
You got it. There you go.
We comfortable? I gotta keep my back straight. You know I'm short.
No, you good. Okay. You good, man. First of all, thank you so much for coming, man. For real, brother.
Oh, man, appreciate the invite, bro.
Yeah, for real. I appreciate it. I know you're doing, you know, you're busy running out touring, so let's start.
I owe you $20. I said he wasn't gonna show up.
I know, man. Damn.
Yeah.
Funny, right in front of him?
You was close.
Okay, because he don't live around the corner. Yeah, you got on that ride. No, I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate you coming out, man. Like I said, I appreciate it. All right, so let's talk, man. Let's talk a little about your background because a lot of people don't know. You know, they see you online with the IG and the Facebook stuff, the post in your car. Right. You're killing that. But I want to know a little more about you, brother. I want to know a little more about you. I think your fans do too. Yeah. So you from, I think it's Sumter, South Carolina?
Yeah, you got it right.
Sumter.
Low country.
You got a good memory, man.
Sumter.
Yeah, you got a good memory. We
low country.
Yeah, something like mid. We in the middle, right in the middle of the state.
How far is that from Columbia, South Carolina?
45 minutes.
Yeah, you handed me my ass on them shows and shit, and at the comedy house.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was trying to impress you.
Don't do that again.
I was trying to, bro. No, you know, there's a backstory to that. That was the first show I did. Your show was the first show I did when I got back from LA. I went to LA and I said, man, I'm gonna go out there and try to make it. Mm-hmm. I came back with like $7 and a broken phone.
Hell no.
And they was like, you want to feature for Pierre? I was like, hell yeah. I ain't looking no contract or nothing. I ain't even know how much I was getting paid. Really? But I was literally hungry.
Wow.
And I wanted to impress you so bad.
Well, you know, you I guess you did, man.
Well, I'm saying, like, I was giving it everything I had, man.
Never outshine your muscle.
Yeah, but I didn't outshine you though. You was fun. You was hilarious.
Yeah, I had to work though, brother. I had to work too hard. I was like, I hear all that thunder behind that curtain. I'm like,
yeah, you backstage. Like, get this nigga off stage.
Yeah, man. Listen.
And that's about 5 minutes to his act, man. He ain't doing too much time.
When you mix hunger with talent, it's something serious.
No,
man.
for real, man. I always remember Justin, man. That boy was fire, man. So, but then I saw you doing well on that. And I liked that. Okay, so let's go back. So you're from Sumter. I hear you. You know, you came out with a family that you don't have that often. Like 2 parents actually in the same household.
Yeah.
A little different now. Okay,
Parents
you
are married
a bougie little
almost-
brother. You got your shit together. Oh, Will Smith ass nigga.
Parents are married 37 years, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Dope.
That's what they told me anyway.
Right.
That's what they told
No. So when did you know you wanted to be a comedian?
I was always funny. I don't know when it didn't hit me until like college.
Okay.
And people started saying, man, you need to be a comedian.
Really?
And I was, for some reason, I was like, nah, I ain't trying to be no comedian.
Right.
But I was always funny.
Right.
And I was watching Martin.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Wow.
And then
Martin doing stand up or the TV show?
I was watching Martin doing stand up.
Okay, cool.
And I was like, you know what, I'll give it a shot. And it's crazy how like all my life people was like, man, you need to do stand up, man. You funny.
Right.
And then when I said I'm gonna try it, everybody like, you sure?
That's
I like y'all was the ones telling me all this time. But
Right.
yeah, man. And I was like 18, 19.
Right, and,
Yeah.
and now I came from D.C. and
Right.
New York comedians in L.A. You kind of see a lot of comedians, so you can kind of see having a dream of becoming a comic and stuff.
Yeah.
But coming from Sumter, South Carolina, I'm quite sure that's that Bible Belt. Am I mistaken?
Right,
The
yeah,
church
yeah,
situation. They really wasn't really probably feeling it. Your family. How'd your parents take it?
Nah, I mean, like my parents was like they just support you. They'd be
Okay.
like, all right, well, you okay.
Okay.
If that's what you
You got
wanna
1
do.
year.
He'd be like, right. Well, it wasn't quite like that. It was just like, all right, and then, but my family always supported. As a matter of fact, I think I did like 5 years. I never saw a dime, like just open
Oh, sure,
mic. Yeah,
sure,
I never
sure.
they ain't make no money.
Sure,
You know what I mean?
sure.
Because this was pre-social media when I started. So it was like 5 years. I never made a dime. And I remember, you probably remember the Fat Cats had a spot in Hinesville,
Yeah,
Georgia.
yep.
Yeah. Barbara Carlisle invited me out there because Barbara Carlisle, Big Kenny, and Sugar Bear were on the first show that I did.
Okay.
I did a 3-minute spot, and Barbara Carlisle was the one that invited me out to Sugar Bear's spot. And of course, we drove from Sumter to Fat Cats in Hinesville, Georgia,
Right.
and I think that was like 3.5 hours, something like that.
Right, sure,
You know
sure.
what I mean? But it was my mother, my little brother,
Wow.
my sister, and me. And it was so long ago. My little brother is like 32, almost 33 now. He wasn't even old enough to get in at the time.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that's how long ago it was.
Right. Wow. Now I heard too, man. This is something a little unique. A brother, you went to school for the dead bodies. You were trying to be a mortician.
Yeah.
Oh, you
yeah.
probably be a mortician. You trying?
Yeah.
How long you went to school for being a mortician? How long it take to?
It took me a year because I graduated from college. You know what I mean? But if you don't have a college degree, it take a little bit longer than a year. But yeah, man. Yeah.
So when you was in college, you wasn't trying to be a mortician then, or you?
To be honest with you, like I grew up in the business, but it really kind of wasn't on my mind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then after I got out of college, and really it just kind of it grew on me.
But hold on, so your family owns a mortician
Yeah,
place?
yeah,
Your
yeah.
pops?
He wanted you to go to school to do it?
Yeah. Well, no, you said what?
He still wanted you to go to school even though you part of the family business?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was my mother always pushed us like my kids
okay.
going to college. I don't
Right.
care. She was like
Right.
that was her thing because my mother's a teacher.
Right,
You know,
sure.
she got that educational background. She like I don't care what y'all do, y'all going to college. I don't
Right,
give a
right,
damn.
right.
If you get out of college and become a janitor, your ass gonna have a college degree. So that was it.
Okay,
And then but I went to mortuary school after that. I went to Gupton Jones. I actually went to mortuary school here in Atlanta, right off of Panola Road.
I mean, I feel like it's a creepy profession, man. Like,
No.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Really?
well.
That's a normal shit. Like a
Ain't nobody bothering him.
Yeah,
postal
yeah.
worker.
It's quiet.
No, I mean it
Dead
depends.
quiet.
It depends on it depends on perspective. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
but we most have like people
Well,
don't be
like
around
it-
dead bodies.
It's to be like from the outside looking in. Sometimes it'd be like, oh man, that's creepy. But then from the inside looking out, what it is like it's me taking care of.
You feel like an
love it.
artist.
It's all something like that. You know what I mean? It's like it's
Creepy.
it's something like but it's not creepy though. It's like it's people. It's like it's probably one of the most trusting professions you could ever be in. For somebody to say, "I trust you with my dead
Now,
mother."
You get the body. You got to take the insides out, or
No.
do you get? So you get the body once the insides out. You're pretty hollow up in that piece.
Nah, I mean, we ain't snatching. No, you don't have to remove no insides.
Oh,
Yeah, it ain't like that. It was just
Y'all
some things I
embalming.
legally can't go into.
Right.
But
Oh.
there's it's basically just the process of preserving
Right.
the dead.
if you can get me a gallon of that embalming fluid,
Hey,
I know some niggas in D.C. want that little embalming fluid.
I ain't trying to lose my damn license. Mess around.
Okay, everybody got
Where's
their
the
price.
camera?
We'll talk
I
about
did not give Pierre no embalming. Y'all
It's
catch him
always
with
a
it.
nigga.
I ain't.
embalming fluid. Lovely, D.C. That lovely. But
I could have been a millionaire by now.
you probably been asked that a lot.
Oh,
right?
bro, heck, yeah, since high school.
Wow.
Since high school, bro. It's
Wow.
like, bro, you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
You know, I did a show in what's I can't see. I did a show with Lindsay Hunter's from it. Whatever. I was some little country town I was doing comedy, and the promoter's taking me home. Taking me back to the airport the next day. Right. He said, "You want to see some dead bodies?" And I was like, Jacksonville. What's Jackson?
Florida?
No, Jackson, Mississippi. I was in Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh,
You're right,
wow.
Jackson, Mississippi.
That's
and
crazy.
The promoter's like, "You want to see them dead bodies?" I was like, "We driving down the freeway, going to we're early for the airplane.
Why?
I'm white, so I get there early. Like 2 hours early, half white and shit. Yeah. So we had plenty of time to take. And I said, all right. He was like, we went out to a little dirt road into the woods, and then it opened up, and they had like a shed, like a huge, like a big shed, a huge shed.
Yeah.
So, all right, he went in there, and people were bringing bodies in for the weekend. I guess that's the coroner, right? I guess that'd be the coroner.
They were bringing bodies in for the weekend.
Well, it was my dad the weekend, bringing bodies in,
Oh, so that was the coroner's office.
The corner, that's what it was, yeah.
Okay.
And I saw the tables and stuff.
Right.
And I saw the feet hanging out. And I'm ignorant. You look at the table like, that feet moving. Like,
Right. Oh, no.
I kept wondering, that nigga's stomach going up or down. I kept
You
looking
stare at
everybody.
somebody long enough.
Hell
because
yeah,
you
man.
used to bodies moving.
Yeah,
So
I am.
they look
Under
like
me.
they breathing and everything. You just be like,
But I heard like they'll still be moving because nerves maybe.
Nah, by the time he
Or
gets
flatulence maybe come out.
no, that ain't, unless you move them.
Okay.
I've had like certain things happen. You know what I'm saying? But it'll be like if somebody got air in them and you move them.
Oh, okay.
And then the air just come out of them. You
Ah.
know what I'm saying? Or out of like it was one time me and my cousin was trying to move this lady, and I guess if you do this, it tightens your chest.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And we both had an arm and was kind of sliding her up on the table and moved the arm like this, and she like it was air came out of her.
Oh, wow.
Burp.
And when I tell you, like, no, see this the thing. This thing, black people, traditionally we always out. Nigga, you ain't gonna do nothing. You gonna stand there like the white people in the movie. You boo-boo on yourself.
Right.
But we both froze. Like everything inside of my spirit probably ran.
Right.
But nigga, my body was just like,
wow.
yeah, that was it. I think that was like the first time somebody ever did that.
Is it hard to do like a baby?
That's the only thing that I don't like about the business. Kids. Yeah, that was just when I tell you it's just difficult. And there's been like the last time I did a kid, I cried. I had to step away.
Wow.
I had to move out the way. I ain't even want to go into all that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I had to like walk off and yeah.
How do you repair, like, because I'm quite sure there's some shooting going out, people face getting blown out. How y'all work on that, man?
Depending on the condition. If there's something to work with, then you can work with it. But if not,
Closed casket.
you got to close it. Yeah, because there's a 2/3
face you gotta have.
Yeah, you got to at least have like 2/3 of your face.
But is that y'all policy? Cause
No, that's like law. That's what
okay.
you learn in mortuary school.
It just reminds me of Emmett Till. His mother left the casket.
Right. Well, you see, the thing is, as a funeral director, you work for the family. They hire you.
So
You know what I mean?
whatever
You
they
basically
want.
like it's like freelance or something like it. So basically saying, hey, we're entrusting you with this. So they're your boss. So and that's the thing. Like with black funeral home, people say, well, they take too long. That's not true. That's everything is based on the family. So the family say they come in and say, so and so dead, we want to bury it tomorrow. They're gonna get buried tomorrow.
Wow.
Period. It's not about white people did it. No.
See,
If they come in, that stereotype, none of that. Black people say, hey, so and so dead, and we want them in the ground tonight.
right.
Then we put them in the ground that night.
Well, speaking of black people, do y'all have like package deals and shit like that? Like,
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I got $450. I can't do better than that. Or I got
Yeah, hey,
$1,700.
man, you gotta be able to have everything, man.
You're
Hey,
getting his discount ready now.
I don't know about y'all.
Yeah.
Wait, when I die, burn me
Oh, yeah,
up.
cremate
I'm
me, yeah.
flame on. I don't
Nah,
know.
we done had a meeting about you. Nah,
Yeah.
all the comedians that got together.
Oh,
We gonna put you inside your own statue.
Burn me up.
We gonna have you bronze. Then.
I don't nobody see me.
So let me ask you the truth. Do you be trying? You gonna say on the camera? You be trying to up price them damn caskets?
Nah, actually, we got a reputation.
Bring in a shoebox.
We got a reputation, especially my father got a reputation to kind of, cutting, shaving off prices and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He'd
Discount?
be like, he'd be like, this costs $20, 10, 15.
Right.
Just throughout the whole, Yeah, right. Everybody be like, yeah, well, we go over there and talk to him.
Right.
Not even talk. It's like, because everything is based on relationships.
Right.
It's people that we've known for years. People know me, from the time I was a kid.
Right.
So it's just, those relationships. It'd be like, nah, we know y'all. And
right.
And even if you don't know them, just being nice to people.
So quick rundown. It's a bombing price. Then they bring a suit in for you to, put on the person.
Yeah,
right?
like a lot of times, a family will bring a suit in.
Right.
And say, okay, this is what we want to bury in.
Right.
But sometimes they don't have a suit.
Right.
And sometimes you kind of have to, if you know
Thrift
somebody
store,
that
Goodwill.
That or if you know somebody. I mean, well, just it's whatever
My
they can
baby
afford.
in a pimp suit.
Yeah, whatever they can afford. Or if you're nice enough and you want the tax write-off,
right,
you can be like, well, I wrote this check, bought a suit for this family.
Okay, so let me ask you. So is it bombing? It's suiting. It's bombing suit. The casket, the funeral home. Mm-hmm. What is an average decent price for a funeral?
Oh man, you put me on the spot.
Oh, I said average decent. I said $2,500 or.
Oh hell no! You ain't get. You can't even die for that.
I don't know.
You better stay your ass alive.
What?
Nah. Shoot, man.
Six stacks?
I think maybe between I said average.
Right.
It really depends on what area you in.
What do you mean?
But cause a funeral in L.A. is gonna cost more.
Oh, okay.
Than one. In South Carolina, right. I could say South Carolina might be all right, 8,000-9,000. Get you the casket, the funeral.
Depend on the cemetery too.
It was, because cemeteries have their own policies.
You ain't got to pay the pastor.
But if you're a member of a church, a lot of times, in some places, if you're not a member of a church, they still be like, we don't give a damn. You still got to pay us. And then there's others well, you're a member, so you get X, Y, and Z.
Do you get it from insurance, or people have to pay their own? How's that work? Both.
All forms. Somebody be like, okay, it's insurance, or it's been cases of people walking in with a bag of money.
They got it from the freeway.
Somebody walking with a paper bag full of cash and be like, here.
So, okay, what would you advise? We're gonna move off because we can move after this. I'm gonna talk about other stuff. But let's say with that, would you say? Because my father was cool. He wouldn't be in. What do you call it? Burnt up. What do you call it?
Cremated.
Cremated. But he was cool enough to put three. I think it was 3 stacks to the side or whatever. 5, 4. Yeah. He knew that. That was 3,000 already. Just and whatever left over, I got checked back from it. I can appreciate it. It was cool to do that. So would you advise people to save up for a funeral?
The best thing to see, this is you give me an opportunity. I'm not soliciting. Oh, because that's against the law.
We ain't got about 300 fans.
But no. But that's 300 funerals.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got my bad. I'm sorry.
Everybody got to die. Don't be
y'all
sorry.
got me in thinking in a different mode. The best advice I give, and it's not for me, it would be for your family. I have what you call a license to sell pre-arranged funerals.
Okay.
And sell pre-arranged insurance. So the best thing to do is your father was smart putting aside some money. Mm-hmm. But the best thing to do is if you pick out the funeral home, say, hey, these are the people I want to handle my services. So you can go there, and what you can do is have a pre-arranged funeral. Say, this is what I want. This is my casket. Sure. This is the place where I want to be buried, or I want to be cremated. I want to have a service for cremation. We want to do it in church. Whatever it is you want, and then you can pay for it. And even though the cost of a service goes up every year, you paid for it, and that's it. Oh, you don't. Yeah.
Oh, once you say the price. Oh,
yeah. Because see, if you put $3,000 in a box,
right,
then what you want may cost $3,000 in 1996. Right. But if you die in 2020,
right, then
that price is going from 3 to 5. Because just for the cost of expenses. But if you go in there and make that arrangement right now and say, I'm paying for this, I'm buying my casket right now, I'm doing this, I'm doing that.
The cost of living going.
Yeah, the cost of dying going. But if you don't have to pay anything extra because that is put in the trust account, and the interest accrued over time, so the value is actually going up, so they can still pay for it, and you don't have. There's no stress on the family. There's no stress on anybody else. Your family don't have to worry about arranging a funeral. None of that. All they got to do is just walk in and say, open the file and say, okay, this is what we had, and all you got to do is show up. You don't have nothing else.
Well, how do you pre-sell? You walk around like the Jehovah's Witnesses and.
No, it's like selling a car. If you find somebody on the car lot, they looking for a car.
There it is. All right.
You walk in the funeral home, ain't much else you looking for.
I've seen you on your shows. You be killing them, and you can also work them when you kill them and shit. You got them right there. So that's perfect.
Let's get out. Bury them on dead.
So there it is. So all right, let's get to the comedy. So you started getting out doing comedy. What was your first break? What would you call your first break of knowing that you was really into this thing?
Oh man, it was that first show.
That first show?
Car lot, 'cause I had 3 minutes. I did pretty good, and it's funny because comedy, I like a lot of people have to go and like to the comedy club and this and that.
Sure.
But in some days there is no comedy club.
Right, sure.
You know what I mean? And I didn't even hear about the Comedy House Theater was in Columbia. I didn't hear about that.
Right.
So I decided I wanted to be a comedian, and then the opportunity came to me.
Okay.
Like the week after I said I was gonna do it, the opportunity came to me. There was this promoter named Ike. I don't know where this man is to this day. I swear I can't find this man to save my life. But he was promoting the show at Shaw Air Force Base at the NCO Club, and I was working part-time at this music store. You know what I mean? They don't, like, for the millennials watching, there used to be stores where they would be like tapes, Google tapes, cassette tapes, and CDs and vinyl records. You had to Google this stuff. They asked you to sell that in the store. You had to physically go and buy the music that you wanted. Other than that, you had to hear it on the radio. Believe it or not, you did. I know it doesn't sound real, but it's actually. And I used to work at one of the locations. Okay, so ask your great grandmama. But so I was working at this music store. And this guy just walked in, and the flyer was on the yellow sheet of paper with black ink, right? I mean, it's like, this was, you got to think about it, it's like 15, 16 years ago.
Sure.
So, he literally was handing out flyers, you know what I mean, to the show. Say, hey, man, just come to the show, da-da-da-da-da. So I was like, all right, cool. So I started asking him a bunch of questions about comedy, and I was getting on his nerves. And he was like, you want to be a comedian or something? Like he was like, damn, why? Like what? You know what I mean? And before I could say no, because I wasn't, the girl that was working with me, she was one of the people that was saying, oh, you need to be a comedian. And she was like, yes. And I was like, yeah, well, I was thinking about it. Talking circles. He was like, look, here's my number. If you want to do it, I give you 3 minutes. I'll put you on the show, whatever. So now I'm like, he's going to put me on the show. So I'm thinking this is it.
Right, you made it.
Right, yeah, right. You know what I mean? But I waited the next day, called him, and he was like, all right, cool, I'm going to give you 3 minutes. All right, just be ready. And 3 minutes seemed like a long ass time.
Oh, yeah.
When, you know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you on that.
So, I mean, out of nowhere, I just started writing jokes, verbatim.
Right.
And
when did you do you do it full time now, or do you still have
yeah. I mean, I still go home and work at the funeral home, but I'm
basically you're full time comic.
Yeah.
How long you been a full time comic?
I don't know. Probably
5 years.
Probably, yeah.
About 5 years.
Like 5 years.
Now you are one of the ones that I would say, got large on social media, on the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How do you feel about when people think, you internet comic? Because, it's got a bad little name. Being an internet comic. People hear you internet comic, they think you ain't got no material. You ain't funny.
Right.
And trust believe, this boy funny in some material. He actually got material.
I think I'm still funny. You know what I mean? At this pandemic, I ain't been on stage in a minute.
Right.
Yeah, you nervous as hell when you're trying to do a show.
But you would. How do you respond to that? How do you feel about that?
I don't trip on it. Like they know me. And now, like, people, when I started touring, people were like, oh, man, you really funny. And then
you gotta act.
So it's like, I think you just eventually people will get to find, because I keep saying it, though.
Right.
I keep saying, I'm a comic. And, because when I did have management before, they were like, well, just use the social media thing because this is working. I was like, no, I got to let people know that I'm you know what I mean? If you're trying to get them to come to a show, because so many social media comics came before me, and no offense, but they they disappointed people. And people like, man, I spent $50 on this ticket, and this dude stood up here for 15 minutes and it wasn't funny. Right. So, you know what I mean? He played 3 songs. He told one joke that wasn't funny, and now we leaving. You know what I mean? So, you know.
Who was that?
Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
That was, right.
No.
But, you know, you hear so much of that, so I had to deliberately say, okay, comedian. You know what I mean? Or the guy had 15 years, and I had to literally say that over and over. I was like, put it on the flyer. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, then let me ask you. So you like, how did that social? Because you in the car, like, did it just hit one? Like you did that. Now it seems like that's your thing. You know, like how did that? You know, you don't do it nowhere else. You don't do it like in a bar or do the skits and shit. It's all about that car thing.
I wish I could. The reason I started doing the car, I moved out of Atlanta and went back home because I had to have surgery. So I was away from other creative people like me. So I had to figure out how to do it by myself. And the reason I started doing it in the car, because the car has good acoustics.
No, you're so right, man.
Yeah, the car got so like good acoustics. I was like, I got cloth seats, so they gonna absorb sound. You know what I'm saying? I could yell and or whatever, be animated. And that's what it was. I just started doing it in the car, and I was just like, I'm gonna just keep do a few a week and just keep my page active. Some of the biggest videos was ones I ain't even think was funny.
Man,
Yeah.
Like
no, you're so right. Sometimes you don't know what's gonna hit. I've done little things in my car and just said some stuff, and I get maybe 10,000 views or whatever. And the next time I turn around, I do something else, 100,000, 150. I'm like, really? Did this really hit the chord? Like, I had no idea. And
man, you'd be surprised. I used to do skits and stuff even before then, and I did stuff, and I'd be like, like videos that topped out at like 2,000, and then after things started going viral, I'll go back. It was like one of my old videos came back on my feed, and they were like, all like, where this guy been? And it was like at 2 million. I was like, I've been here. Like, how the hell did this? It went 2 million. I ain't even know it. I was like, damn, how did that happen?
Now, I put you a couple of my skits, man. You were funny, man. I mean, you're really funny. I was like, man, I got to put this boy down.
Man, you roasted my chain one time. I remember. I got this small chain my mama gave me.
My grandmama gave me that chain.
My mama gave me this chain, man. I still remember that.
Mama got it from paparazzi.
That's what she bought it from. Somebody told a joke one time that reminded me of my own chain. Like, I tucked it in. I was in the green room in this comedy club, and somebody said something about somebody else's chain. It was like, that chain so little, it looked like you went to the jewelry store and asked for a sample. Oh, and I just was like, yeah, you ain't gonna see this.
I know that's right. No. Okay, so you tour. Who you tour with? Who you been out with on the road with? I know you've been out with some people.
I mean, it was I think you might have been the first celebrity that I ever shared a stage with.
Things happen.
And then
I've been a lot of people's first.
After that, it's really only been like a handful of people.
Okay.
You, Capone. I didn't tour with J. Anthony Brown.
Right.
But J. Anthony Brown showed me a lot of love when I was in L.A. I've done a show with Ricky, but I haven't really done a lot of shows with.
You saw it yourself when you go to comedy clubs. Shit.
Yeah, it's like
like
I became from like, who is that to
right.
All right, put his name on the ticket and
right.
see it. But it's gradual though. I don't want nobody to ever think like it's just like you just out of nowhere. Like it's gradual because the crowds were like, all right. And then it kept growing. Because we know when they first put you out, they put me out on like off nights.
Right.
They'd be like, yeah, you can come out here Monday.
Right. No, I know that's like Tuesday. Can you sell us out for Tuesday? We didn't give you the whole weekend.
Right. What you doing on the 33rd?
Yeah, it's like 35 people showed up on a Monday. Be like, well, I think that's good for a Monday. You know what I mean?
Right. Is there anybody you look up to, like comedy-wise, that you say, man, I wouldn't mind having a career like his? Not saying just exactly like that, but he's like, man, he's doing what I want to do.
Just you.
Did y'all talk about this before the show?
Okay. You're a hater. Why are you such a hater? Golly.
No, man. I look up. Well, I say I look up to a lot of people, man, because I study so many people.
Right.
Like, honestly,
right.
I remember, like watching Comic View and so many people, and I remembered you.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was so many people. It's like, dang, shoot. I think Jamie Foxx is incredible.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Richard. I mean, I watch endless tapes of Red Fox. I mean, Bernie Mac. And I finally got a chance to meet D.L. Hughley.
Oh, okay, really?
You know what I'm saying? And
Right,
D.L. was just like, I always thought he was like amazing on stage.
Right, sure.
There's so many people that I admire. I was like, damn, man, that brother funny as hell.
But I respect you to navigate through all these comedians and get your shine. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of comics out on social media, piled them on and stuff. Sometimes, like, I'm not really a social media comedian hater. Mm-hmm. It's just what I feel, because I feel like this. That's their group.
You're a realist.
Yeah, that's the little market. If you want to see a guy wearing a wig and farting and flipping and jumping and you're 22 years old, pack it in. You know, the club owner cares about that money coming in there, and I get it. It's not a purist of comedy. I don't disrespect that person for doing it. I'm like, make your money, homie, but you can't talk to me as a real comic at that point. You know what I'm saying? You ain't no real comic until you can grab that microphone and just tell jokes. No music, no dancing, no props, no nothing, all the way through. That's a hell of an art to do. You know, that's why I like Cat Williams so much too, man, because I think a lot of people, they get caught up in the hair and all that kind of wildness, but he's actually a clever, funny comedian. Yeah, that boy's bad. You know what I'm saying? Chappelle, a lot of them, a lot of comics out there, but.
I met Dave one time.
Chappelle?
Hell yeah.
You know, he called me great recently.
He did. He did. But he was lying. You are great.
He smokes a lot of weed too.
Yeah.
Not that day.
Yeah.
He was sober.
Yeah. I met Dave Chappelle on crossing the street.
Okay. In L.A.?
Santa Monica.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but this was where he was supposed to be missing.
What part of Santa Monica?
I don't know what part of
right.
I was leaving the mall. It's like a mall next to a police station.
Okay.
So, and I'm,
sure.
I was just out there and was leaving the mall, and he was crossing. He had his hoodie on. Now you couldn't see him, and he knocked it off. I was like,
oh yeah. He won the gods.
Yeah, he had the orange glow. Oh, like show enough. Yeah.
Was he smoking a cigarette?
Yes, he was.
That's how
and he was ashy.
Yeah, that's how you know that was Dave.
Hey, I got a quick question. Now, we talked about the.
Yes, I did porn. God damn, man.
There it is.
Funeral porn and shit.
No, but we talked about how the internet comedians want to go to stage, but the other thing is hard for comedians trying to get on the internet, and I've seen so many stand-up comedians who look just ridiculous trying to make shit go viral. Trying to force it. And
I have advice for comedians who do that, because I had this conversation is so regular, and my advice is always been, don't try to be funny. Don't try to be funny. Like, we're comics, so we're naturally funny people. Right. If you have a conversation it's gonna be hilarious, right? And we're not trying to be funny. When regular people listen to us talk, they go, "God, you hilarious," and you're not playing at all. So I just be like, turn the camera on and just be. If you talk, you're funny. Right. You don't have to you trying to be funny like you trying to be black. Right. Or half black, whatever. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying.
No.
It's like you don't. Well, I'm just saying. You
just try me.
No,
that's all good.
No, but I'm saying, it's
but
like
you're
don't
right.
try
You're
to,
right.
and then just be consistent. Trust your talent.
I think that's the thing. It's consistent, because as comedians, you are used to an instant feedback.
Yeah.
And you don't get that online, and then you put out something that's gonna be crazy. And you get 10 likes, you're like, I ain't doing this shit no more.
Right. Yeah, consistency. Consistency, I would say that. Yeah, and then it gotta be quality. I say it, but it's consistency. I've seen people crank out stuff, and you catch one, crank out. You do 10, you got 2 that's good. That's all right. You just keep it cranking out. And sometimes, but the older vet comics don't have the time. They got kids, family. They get older. They don't feel like doing it. That internet to me is under 30 years old.
You better wake up early.
Yeah, well,
wake up early.
I remember Christine, who was it Charlene?
Yeah.
I remember her putting out videos and she would get 10 likes. I used to repost her stuff. I used to send it to ratchet people meet like, this girl is funny. Nothing. Right. And she was gonna quit. She just kept going. I don't know what happened.
She's talented.
Somebody called it.
And listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. There was a key that happened in the last 4 years. Donald Trump. I think she hit that dump Trump video,
that dump Trump,
and then my video.
Yeah, that went viral.
I didn't see yours.
I did. Thank you.
I guess I'm the only one.
No. It did. It was one I was talking about. Donald Trump not getting invited to the royal wedding, and that was the one that put me over the hill.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It did. Like, I didn't think it was funny at all. I was like, I'm just doing this just to.
Right.
It did 22 million.
on.
Now,
on
hold on.
Facebook, yeah.
Are you? Do you touch a little coinage from that kind of stuff, or how's that work? Do you set up
Now, yeah.
You do now?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you get money from the 22 million video?
No, I wish they Facebook didn't monetize then.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But see, but they also changed their algorithm.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And now
I heard you had to do like 3 minutes though to get paid on Facebook. Someone told me
People got to watch.
it was 2, but now it's 1. They changed it back
really.
to 1.
The
Yeah,
one? I thought
yeah.
3. Okay.
But YouTube still has good algorithm, and YouTube is where for me where it is.
And you're funny and lighthearted. I get it. But have you ever had somebody try to come at you, man, that you talked about like on social media?
Yeah.
Really?
I had yeah. It's one situation I can't even speak on.
Oh, what were we here for? Why
Nah,
not?
man. Nah, man.
Are you scared now?
Nah. Man, look here. I pissed off some gangsters.
Well, damn.
They was like, "Hey, bro," I was like, "Hey, wait a minute."
Right,
I was like, I didn't know. I'm sorry. My apologies. Hey, and my thing is, as a man,
right?
If you wrong, just admit it and say,
yeah,
"Hey,
yeah.
man,
They
I'm
came at you
wrong." I'm not
online
about
or in
to-
person?
No, online. It was online.
Yeah, move on as quick as you.
Yeah. I was like, and they wasn't even in the same city.
Like,
They wasn't even in the same state.
You better not come to Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
I was still nervous. I was like,
Yeah. These people acting foolish.
niggas
Well, look. I appreciate you coming through the show, but before we let you go, man, we gotta play a thing called "Spin the Wheel," homie. Yeah. You heard about this? Man, you ain't heard about it, but ask somebody about the dang on thing.
Okay.
All right, this is my wheel right here. Boom.
Yeah.
And what you do is we spin it, and it got a couple subjects on it for those who don't know what it is. Anywhere from the biggest lie you ever told, who you trade places with. We have a book that, for sexual passage. You got to read the book. If it lands on that, how you lost your virginity. If you have a celebrity crush, you got to call them up and do a fake call and talk to them how you get some bouquet. Spin again, and that's pretty much how we go with it. Keep us a real secret. So we want you to spin it. Hold on. Hold on. Wait a second. And we give a drum roll. We do a drum roll. We get it before we start. You're going to go ahead and spin this wheel, man, and just spin it with some real something muscle. You know what I'm saying? And spin that thing around. And where it lands is what we're going to tell them. Let us know where it lands. Y'all ready?
Put
Hold
some
on.
mortuary muscle.
Yeah, mortuary. Ready, y'all? Give him a drum roll. No, you got to go around, sucker. What the hell wrong with you, man? Yeah. What did it land on?
Celebrity crush.
Oh, yes.
Celebrity.
Get your phone out. Yeah, your phone.
Fake call.
Yeah, but you gotta make a call to whoever you guys are a celebrity.
Say the
you ain't gotta
person's
call.
name.
Yeah, you ain't gotta call it.
I was about to say my wife, but no.
No, we understand that.
Play it safe.
Right. So all right, you land on celebrity crush. What you gotta do is you gotta pick the phone up. You gotta call a celebrity. You gotta say their name once they pick up. You got 2 minutes to either get them to your house or you get them or you go to their house. And tell us what you want to make a little romance with them. And let me see how your Mac game is. That's what we want to see. What Mac game. You got 2 minutes to see what your Mac game is.
ain't Mac in a while.
A lot of people
I ain't
don't
done
get
this
on.
in a long
Yeah,
time.
man. Well, bring back some old memories how it would be. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Ready?
All right.
You got somebody in mind? You got your person in mind?
I'm
All
gonna
right.
go for the old regular one.
Hold on. And go ahead with the phone.
It's ringing. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah. What kind of actor you are?
Yeah. Okay. Still ringing.
Oh damn. Man. Shit. Big house. You got a big house. Wow.
Yeah. That's all. She might have.
Yeah, you live in
Oh wait. Okay. Hey, Beyonce.
Oh.
Hey, what's going on? This Shuler. Shuler King. Yeah. You anybody want? Yeah. That's yeah. What's going on? Listen. You got me on speakerphone. You got to check. You got me on speaker. Okay. Listen. I'm gonna tell you something. I ain't hating on Jay-Z or nothing like that. I'm not hating on Sean, but lately I just want to let you know, he's been asking me for money. Oh, yeah. I know. Hard for me to believe too. Matter of fact, he's owed me for a little change, and I know 30 don't sound like a whole lot, but he owed me about 30,000. Okay, I don't know what y'all into. I don't know if he got some gambling debts or whatever's going on, but it don't look like he can pay it off. And you know what I mean? I don't know what your financial situation is, but I'm gonna need something for some paper, something to hold me over. You understand? And I know you love him. I ain't trying to break up a happy home. I'm really trying to help y'all. I just need incentive to get him, a little bit more time. You know what I mean? Because I tends to collect. You know what I mean? I don't want to hurt nobody. I know y'all got the bodyguards. I really ain't scared of him. I whoop his ass. But just let me know what. Hello.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Damn.
That's
That's what happened, man. Beyonce gonna give you nothing. Yo, Shuler, man, I really appreciate you coming out here, bro. Real talk, man. I appreciate you having me, man.
I hope this was a good interview.
It was. No,
Okay,
it was.
all right,
No.
cool.
You gave us some stuff people didn't know about. I don't know what people knew about you, man. But I appreciate you coming. It was good to me,
You
man.
ain't throw
I
up your
enjoyed it.
cute dog sign.
Hey, well, you know, you might have seen it. You
Oh,
know.
yeah, a little something. So we got
Yeah,
close up on it, man.
something. We
No,
just-
man, but I appreciate it, bro. No, it was a good interview. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for coming, man. Shout out your social media to whoever you want to. That camera right there, if you want.
Hey, man, listen, y'all can follow me on all social media at SHULERKING. Just Google it. Everything pop up. I even got an OnlyFans page.
Damn.
Believe it or not, I'm showing that. No, I'm just
Give it one time for Shuler King. Thank you so much, bro, boy.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate
We'll holler at
you.
y'all next week. We out. If you like that show, like, subscribe, and comment below. You know, hit the notification bell. Hit the subscribe button, man. We want you around. Appreciate it.